All right. So the last video I recorded, okay, so Jan scheduled a meeting or what? Okay, yeah. I think we need to take those people in. Can't be an immediate thing. Yeah, so and when it comes to recruitment, um, get people in with a angle of a possibility of a plan B, because recruitment is gonna be about 3 months-ish plus conversation. And from those, some people would vibe too much and they would make a move. But on the first, the marketing aspect of it, when you are reaching out doing prospecting, no one is gonna say that, yes, I'm gonna move, right? So yes, I agree. Okay, one more show up for Lee as well. Not show up, and instead of Zoom, the realtor responded and asked for a phone conversation. Okay, now we're getting back to it. Getting back to it, the last call, last 45 minutes that I've recorded, it's 9 p.m. now. Last 45 minutes, it took me 1 extra hour to get that uploaded, and I don't want to waste that time. So this call right now, I will aim for one straight hour. So 9 7 p.m. Is when I'm starting it. I will keep doing it until 10 7 p.m. and then I will have my food and then I will do one more hour and I will do like 5 hours of this today if the best version of me would do 5 hours of this today. So let's go for it. This part is going to be focused on what do I say when someone hops on for the, on in the beginning of the sales conversation. As in, this is more like when someone has already got some understanding of the introduction call. They know what the process looks like. They have seen a couple of testimonials and they're warm towards the process. And now we are looking to make a decision towards it. And so I will, if I have done a good enough marketing side, as in like pre-framing and all of these things are done properly, then they would be coming in with a less ego and less resistance, at least less than usual, right? So this will focus on that, but still I will try to make it difficult. And we will see how many types of things can be said, what is the best way to start the call, and also to see also to see how many types of responses can I expect, and how to maneuver that and get the actual problem. So this is going to be focused on problem awareness. Let's get into problem awareness. First, someone hops on. I say, okay, perfect. All good. Get going. So we schedule this call. This call is primarily focused on. This call is primarily focused on, uh, possibly looking into possible ways. This call is focused on possibly looking into, so this call is focused on possibly looking into specifics of what would working with us look like. No, no, no. This call is primarily focused on how to help you generate more realtor appointments so that you can speak with more qualified realtors, make more connections, get more referrals, make more commissions, all those stuff, right? Make more commissions. So what is the outcome? So from my understanding of it, the objective of this call. So the objective of this call, let's first of all clarify how we started, right? So the objective of this call, so we scheduled this call with an objective to possibly deep dive into how we can, possibly get more appointments, get more realtor appointments. It doesn't make sense, right? Because they have already spent 1 hour with me on the last call, getting into the process in depth, right, on the back end. So it doesn't make sense. What is this call actually about? This call is actually about me giving them the perfect option so that they can get more appointments and I can give them a possible option that works with their situation so that they can get more real appointments and get that outcome that they're looking for, right? So I will come up so that I can give them a possible option option of program option. So the objective of this call is to understand your current situation properly, so we can establish clarity on what type of program would mean make sense. What type of program would make sense most for you given your current situation, so that we can get to that outcome and make more commissions, all that fun stuff, right? So we agreed to schedule this call with the objective of understanding, deep diving into what would a possible option, a possible solution would look like for you, given your situation, so that you can get more abundance of realtors and make more commissions, all that fun stuff, right? Okay. So what's the objective? If they scheduled right off the bat, then that would be the case. If they didn't schedule right off the bat, then they have went through a conversation with me. They have interacted through my story. They have had a conversation, about a 40 minutes conversation with me. And now they are looking to see how much and what would working with us look like. So the objective of this call is to see how can we possibly align each other's needs and solutions. Um, okay, what does people usually say? So we booked this call to possibly get more help, get more help. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we scheduled this call with the objective to possibly get some more external help with getting more realtor appointments in front of you, so you can make some connections and close more deals, commissions, all that fun stuff, right? Close more deals and all that stuff, right? Right? That's the objective. So the objective of this call is to possibly get some more clarity on. Um, so we scheduled this call to get some more extra help. So we schedule this call for you to explore how would getting some extra help would look like, to possibly get more realtor appointments, make more commissions, and add an abundance to your life, right? Possibly and grow the business that way. That's what we're looking for, right? Yeah. So I understand this is the biggest difficulty, right? Everything, the objection handling, the concern clarity is going to be the easiest part. This part is where everything, this is where everything can turn. Either you win or you don't win. Let me turn on, do not disturb. Perfect. All right. So what made you, first of all, is like what had you open, what caught your attention when it comes to more realtor appointments? What made you realize that I would need possibly more? What made you realize that I would possibly need more realtor appointments? What made you realize that I might possibly need more realtor appointments? What made you realize? What made you realize? What made you realize? What made you realize that? Let me write it down. What made you realize that you might need more realtors, realtor partners? Okay, that's a good question. What made you realize that you might need more realtor partners? Okay, so I reached out to you, and not everyone who I reached out to. So I understand that I reached out to you first, not the other way. And I also did reach out to 150 plus people, and only seven of them raised their hands and said, yes, it's relevant for me. Right? So what about when it comes to realtor appointments, what made you feel it? What did you find relevant in what makes it relevant for you? What makes it what makes it relevant for you? Can you paint a better picture for me? Can you Can you paint a better picture for me? What makes it relevant for you? What makes it relevant for you? Okay, so what made you realize that you might need more realtor partners? What makes it relevant for you? Can you paint a better picture for me? What makes it relevant for you? So I reached out to 100 plus people, right? And then six of them raised their hands and said, hey, this is relevant for me, right? And I would like to explore this. What made you feel that this is relevant for you? What about this made you feel? What about this makes it relevant for you? What about this makes it relevant for you? What about this? It's not a process. Okay, well, not what about this. Focus on their life, right? What's been coming up for you that made you feel this is relevant for you? What's been coming up? What's coming up in the business that made it relevant for you? What's coming up? Um, what's coming up? That's leading, right? But still, let me write it down. What's coming up for you recently that made it relevant for you? This is a bit leading. We use it um, third attempt, right? So when they're not opening up, that's when you can use it. Third layer. What makes it relevant for you? Can you paint a better picture for me? Can you paint a better picture for me? What makes it, what's coming up for you recently? I guess like what's coming up, I guess like what's coming up for you recently? I guess like what's coming up for you recently that made it relevant for you? No, I did reach out to a lot of people, and of course I know that I reached out to you on a cold call. I reached out to you. I prospected. I was prospecting for my business, and then I reached out to you, not the other way around. But I reached out to 150 people, and only six of them raised their hands and said, "Hey, this is relevant for me." So I guess like what's been coming up for you in your business recently that made it relevant for you specifically? Yeah, I just wanted to see like, what you guys are doing and stuff like that. Is that really okay? We will think about that later on. Or should we think about it right now? Let's think about it as we go. So, is this really a possibility? If someone, for example, if I got a call, or the other day I got a LinkedIn DM of a girl who wanted to, get some project for social media management, marketing, content creation, and content creation is like a possible thing in my mind, and I'm very much into it. And I was looking to see if because she was very professional and her English was good. I was like, you know what? It's always good to have vendors, right? That's how I look at it. Uh, but I would not like to share that that's how I'm looking at it. I would like to I would like to maybe like, tell her, hey, you know what? Yeah, I mean, I would like to give you a chance, but what do you guys, what are you doing? Show me some examples and stuff like that. And maybe we can see how to take it from there. But I would say that, hey, I would like to take charge because I don't trust you with I don't trust that you have the best decision making ability, or yeah, if I don't feel, I mean, that's a good objection handling as well. Or reframing beliefs. If someone is giving me a hard time to say, hey, you know what, why are you asking me all these questions? It means that you don't believe that I can help you with making a decision, right? So you want to take that decision making process. That's good. That's good. How do I remember this? Let me say this 10 times. Um, if someone, let me record this. I'll record this. Yeah. In that case, I will not forget. So I was trying to dig deep into the psychology of someone, or personally, when I got a LinkedIn DM and I was trying to show least amount of interest just to, not because I did not have an ego towards it, but I genuinely wanted to see if that person who DM'd me was a good enough vendor or not. But the reason I think the way I was thinking, like subconsciously, would be I don't believe that the other person would have the best decision-making skills for them to take charge and guide me through this decision-making process. So I think when it comes to sales calls or having consulting calls, if you if someone gives you hard time, that means that's two things, right? If you have not been prepared, like if you have not come prepared, if you have not done proper work on helping them make a decision, that shows, and they will feel that, what, this guy doesn't necessarily have the best possible skill set for him to help me make decision, when for my situation I feel that I will care about my situation more, and then I will have the best interest in mind, and I know how to take that call better than him, and that's when the pushback will come. But if you can, I think, if you can improve on that part, and then and actually showcase that, the way I'm asking these questions, and maybe sometimes remind them that, hey, what, the questions that I have been asking so far, do you see that there has been any preparation that I've put through in this process so far, or do you feel I'm just trying to kind of like just wing it, right? And if you have prepared, then they will say, no, 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 I see the amount of preparation that might have gone into it. And then you can say, hey, I mean, do you feel like usually, let me share perspective, and I understand this. I have empathy towards why you are, trying to take control, right? And not letting me take charge of this conversation. And can I share that perspective? Yes, of course. Yeah, the reason I think is because, when we the other day, I actually, like, I would give my example. The other day I actually got a DM from a vendor, and I was actually looking for this problem to be solved. This is something that I'm always looking for good vendors. As business people, we don't want to value money more than time. So we want to get someone to be a part of the team who can help us save more time. But not all of them actually are worth it. So if I see someone who has the quality to help me make a decision, and who can get to a decision better than me, who have thought about making this decision specifically better than me, then I don't have any problem outsourcing my decision, my perspective, or, and having a conversation alongside that, and give mutual respect. But if someone has not prepared themselves, if someone has not put in the effort, then I know for a fact, in that dynamic, I am the person who knows more about my situation and how to actually get to the better outcome, right? So that's when I would not listen to someone else, and that's when I would like to, showcase that, hey, you know what, that's fine. I'll take charge myself. I'll tell you when I would like to have this call. I would tell you what to do, how to proceed from here. So let me take the decision, because I think I would know better, because I don't trust you enough to make this call on my behalf. And so I think that's what I wanted to highlight, that, what, when you're asking questions in your consulting calls, and you have prepared, and then someone is giving you a pushback, the best way to say it is, hey, you know what, the reason why you might be pushing back is because you might be thinking that I'm not worthy enough to help you make this decision. Is that the case, though, throughout the process that you've experienced so far? Now, the reason you might be having this, the feeling towards me, is because you might have experienced other vendors or people who you have interacted with might not have come prepared. Do you see any difference in the way I am showing up versus they showed up? Yeah. So would it be fair to, and because I'm taking calls like this more than how much you are having calls similar to this, I've actually helped a lot of people make this decision, take this decision, and help them get to the clarity that they're looking for, either that clarity being a yes or a no, working with me or someone else, but helping them get to the outcome. And do you feel like if I have done this for 20 other people, 30 other people, do you think I would be a better shot, given the fact that I'm also prepared? So can I actually, would you be willing to help me and cooperate with me so that I can also help you just the way I've helped the other people? And I think that's the way you can turn around the pushback. personally, when I got into India, and I was trying to show least amount of interest, just to, not because I did not have an ego towards it, but I generally wanted to see if that person who DM'd me was a good enough vendor or not. But the reason I think the way I was thinking, like subconsciously, would be I don't believe that the other person would have the best decision making skills for them to take charge and guide me through this decision making process. Let me just share it. App is useless. Okay, so this is shared on Instagram, so I can just look back to it. This is how when someone gives you a pushback, it's usually because they don't trust you that you can actually help take a decision. I don't know where did that like stem from, but something that we got. And let's pause it now. So what's next? What makes it relaxed? What makes it relaxed for you? What makes it relevant for you? What's coming up for you recently that had you even open up to having a conversation along the lines of getting more realtor appointments, right? If someone, so when they come up and I say, okay, so um, what exactly, what made you, what made you feel, what made you realize that you might need more realtor appointments? So, do you know what kind of help you would be looking for specifically? Do you know what kind of, when it comes to getting more realtors, do you know what kind of help you'd be looking for specifically? Do you know when it comes to realtor appointments, do you know what kind of help you'd be looking for specifically? I think that's not needed for my process because I have already had a longer call before. So I would say, okay, I would like to understand like what made you realize in the first place that more realtor partners might be needed? I know that you mentioned slightly about this part, but how does that actually look like? Okay. And what makes it relevant for you? Uh, what type of answers are we looking for? We're looking for, yeah, I don't have enough time. Okay, I don't have enough time, so I need someone. I don't have enough time. That's number one. Second, they can say, yeah, they will not say that. What are we looking for actually? Lack of consistency. I'm not where I want to be. The lack of consistency, so I'm not consistent. Um, Lack of consistency, I'm not consistent. What else? Okay. What are we looking for? Like overarching goals, right? Like problems. Yeah, I just want it to be a bit more predictable, predictability. Predictability, right? That's like the key thing that I'm looking for first. Lack of consistency. I'm not where I want to be. That's not going to be easy, but not predictable as much as I want to be. Yeah. So I need to have like two to three questions on top to help them start the conversation. And then once they start the conversation, they will, once they start the conversation, then they will give me these, cues. And then I'll dive deeper into the cues and expand on the cues to find the actual problem. Lack of consistency. I'm not where I want to be. Predictability, lack of predictability. Um, Over reliance on realtors. Um, Over reliance on specific realtors. Um, Not expanding to a bigger market, losing out on a bigger market share. Bigger market share. Want money, want more money. Okay, over reliance on realtors. Looking out on a bigger, losing out on a bigger market share. Want more money. What else? What else? What else? Predictability is like safety. Consistency is focused on safety. Upside is losing out on market share. Upside is not making the most, not making the most. No upside, right? Some stability, some like just trying to be there, and then I'll be okay. And I'm like, okay, I'm doing good, but I'm like going to level of great. So I'm doing good enough, but I genuinely think like there more can be done. But what does that more bring to the table that you feel like you don't have it right now? But that's a different story. Now, let's get back. Like, what exactly, what made you feel that it is a relevant topic for you? Yeah, I just, the realtors are, retiring, tours retiring, so business going down soon. Okay, realtors are retiring, business going down, bad market, so we need to make most, uh, make most of it. To be balanced, good market, so why not more? Um, to be prepared for a bad market. What made you feel that? Yeah, I mean, I'm always looking for more realtors. But why? I mean, as everyone, not everyone in the mortgage industry looks for more realtors. A lot of them doesn't. A few of them do. So for you specifically, like forget about everyone in the market. For you specifically, what makes you feel that more realtors is gonna be needed for your business? I mean, more loans. What does the more loans bring to the table? Of course, like more commissions, right? More commissions. Why is that important? What do you feel like more commissions will add to your life, which you feel like you don't have it right now? Just stability, man. Like, what's behind the stability? Like, when you think of stability, what comes to your mind? Can you paint a better picture? Yeah, I'm just, having ABC and stuff like that. Um, mm, okay. Stability. All right. What else? What else can be there? What else can be there? So lack of consistency. Sometimes the realtors are sending me stuff, and on other months, if they don't do business, I don't do business. If my realtors have stopped and slowed down a bit, so my business relies on them. So it's always good to have more uh, predictability. I don't know when who is gonna do how much. So I want to be in the upside so that even the worst months look not bad. Looking out on a bigger market share, there's more to do, and that's the type of person I am. I want to do more. That's why I'm here. Want more money, of course. That's like the surface level. Uh, Not making the most. Okay, realtors retiring, so business is actually going backwards. Um, the current realtors are not making a lot, so better quality realtors. Too much work for low ROI. Replace referral partners. Okay. What else? Okay. I think it's good enough. Let me take a small break. Let's resume. Let us resume. Let us resume. All right, let's talk to ChatGPT. ChatGPT.
How's it going?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How can I help today?
All right. So what I'm looking for is, let's say when I'm using, when I'm having a sales call, right? And I want to understand why they even, like, what was the problem underlying core deep down? What was the problem that, of course, on the business level, but also like, what is the core problem in their personal life, business and personal life combined? What is the core problem that had them engaged and open to exploring a conversation to see how to get more realtor appointments, right? So I'm talking about mortgage professionals who would, schedule appointments with me. No one just schedules appointments randomly, right? Now, they might tell me, oh, I just wanted to have a look at this. Yeah, I like the way you present it, so that's why I'm here, just to see, give you a chance and whatever, right? But deep down, if there is no need, then it's just a waste of time for everyone involved. So how do I find the underlying need and pain for a mortgage professional when the service is, realtor appointments so that they can get more realtor partners set up? So what exactly is the type of, like, what question do I start with? Imagine that you are the consultant and I'm the mortgage professional. I will try to respond. Let's do a role play. You become the consultant for the agency, and you're selling me realtor appointment setting services. And I'm hopping on this call, and I want you to ask me the questions, and I will give you an answer, and then we will go one by one. Okay, so I'll give you an answer. You then ask me the next question, and after giving the answer to your question, I will also in bracket. I will say in bracket, and then I'll give you context on how to look at the answer. Okay.
Absolutely. That sounds like a great exercise. Uh, all right. Let's start with the foundational questions. So, to kick things off, I'd ask, what are the biggest challenges you're currently facing in growing your realtor partnerships and getting consistent appointments?
No,
And then we can
that's a very leading question. I want absolutely open-ended questions so that they start speaking, they tell me more, and then I dig deeper. Like no leading, no options, no trigger or hint on any direction.
got it. That makes sense. In that case, I'd start with something very open-ended like, can you tell me about your current experience working with realtors? That way you let them lead the conversation and reveal their core
No, no, no,
pain
no. I'm
points
I'm I'm
naturally.
talking about NEPQ sales technique, right? So like at the start of the call, you would say, okay, so the reason why we are here is because, set the agenda. Like this is what we're looking to get more realtors so that we can make more commissions, all that fun stuff, right? And like, yeah, okay, cool. So what made you like, do you know what kind of help you would be looking for specifically, or, what can I do, man? And how can I help specifically? And then that's the most simplest way to open up. And then if they're like, yeah, I just want to have a look at this. I mean, of course, like, everyone, like, we don't go on Tinder if we already have a great relationship, right? So what's been coming up for you that had you even open to have a conversation along these lines and stuff like that, right? So that's how I'm looking to. That's the type of conversation that I'm looking to have.
Absolutely. That approach makes perfect sense. It's all about setting the agenda,
I kind of have a feeling that it's gonna be a waste of time.
reasons behind their interest. It's definitely a more consultative and open-ended way of approaching it. We can definitely keep that
Yeah,
in
okay,
mind.
get started, get started. Yeah.
All right, let's jump right in. To begin, I'll say thanks for taking the time today. I'm curious, what prompted you to explore a service like this? What's been on your mind lately regarding realtor partnerships? And from there, we can build the conversation step by
Okay,
step.
yeah, let's be on the role play, okay? Ask the question again and I will respond and then we will dive deeper.
Sounds good. Let's do it. So, to start, thanks for joining today. I'm really curious what prompted you to explore our realtor appointment setting service. What's been on your mind lately in terms of realtor partnerships?
Yeah, I mean, nothing. I just wanted to, have a look at what you shared on the call. Seemed very intriguing, and I wanted to explore like how it looks like.
Got it. That makes sense. So, just to dive a bit deeper, what are some of the goals or outcomes you're hoping to achieve with stronger realtor partnerships?
No,
Even
no,
if
no.
it's
I want you to expand, like keep asking me like as a therapist so that I can keep opening up because I just told you that hey, I want to just have a look at this, which is bullshit, right? I want you to find out what is the core problem that I'm having. Until and unless you find the problem, you don't go ahead.
absolutely, I understand. Let's dig deeper. So, let me ask, beyond just exploring, what challenges or frustrations have you been experiencing in your current partnerships that led you to even consider something like this? What's been the underlying issue you're hoping to address?
Can you make the question better? I want you to remove the options, challenges, or situations. I don't want this to be leading. I like the angle of the questioning, but I want the question to be changed to more open-ended probe,
Got it.
a
That makes sense.
thought-provoking one.
Absolutely. Let's try this. Can you share a bit about what's been on your mind lately in terms of your realtor partnerships? What's motivating you to explore new opportunities right now? Hopefully that's open-ended enough to let you
Yeah,
get.
that's good. That's good. Let's be on the rope. Okay, I'll respond. Yeah. So yeah, I mean nothing lately. Everything is going well. Just wanted to like it's always good to have more realtors. Now in bracket, it's still a brush off. He did not properly answered you, so ask him to expand on this end bracket.
Got it. I'll steer it further. All right, understood. Just to dive a bit deeper, what would having more realtors actually mean for you? Are there any specific goals or outcomes you're hoping to achieve in the long run?
Of course, I mean more realtors, more money, right? What type of question is that? Within brackets, is trying to gain frame. So soften the question and then try to dig deep into the actual answer. He did not answer you properly. Also improve the question so that it's actually directed towards him opening up about what is he trying to solve.
Absolutely. I'll refine that. Got it. I understand. Let me try this. Absolutely, that makes sense. I'm curious, beyond the financial aspect, what would having more realtor partnerships mean for you personally and professionally? Are there any specific challenges or goals you're aiming to address by expanding those connections? Hopefully, that'll encourage a more in
No,
depth.
no, again, like, optional questions. I just don't want the optional question. I want you to be like, you are the therapist, okay? You are a therapist, right? Let's say you are a therapist, and I am talking about, hey, I want to grow my business, right? And I'm looking to explore realtor partnerships. Now, I want you to dig deep into finding out why, find the why behind me exploring realtor partnerships. And
Got it.
let's do a role play. Okay. You ask the questions, I'll answer, and then within brackets, I'll give context.
Perfect. Let's do it. All right. To begin, I'm really interested in understanding what's driving you to explore realtor partnerships. Could you share what's motivating you at a deeper level? What's really behind that interest for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to have more realtors, right? The more realtors that you have, the more referrals you make. Uh, so yeah, that's more commissions for you. That's the whole point within brackets. We need to dig deeper into, like, he just shared about the outcome that he gets by getting more realtors, but he did not say, like, we need to have the problem, what he's trying to solve.
Absolutely. I'll dig deeper. All right. I hear you there. Let me ask this. I understand the benefits, but I'm curious what challenges or
No,
frustrations.
no, 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 no. No optional questions.
Got it. No problem. Let me rephrase that. All right. Let me ask what's driving you to seek more realtor partnerships at this point? What's the deeper reason behind that interest?
No,
Hopefully that opens it up more.
no, that's the same like the previous question. We need to understand within brackets. We need to understand the problem. He says, yeah, more money, more commissions, more realtors is always good, right? But why do we even need that? A lot of people are okay with not having that. Why do you need that specifically?
Absolutely. I understand. Let me try this approach. So I hear that more realtors and more commissions are important, but I'm curious, what's the underlying reason that makes this crucial for you? Is there a particular challenge or a deeper goal that's driving this need for growth?
It's a useless waste of time. All right, let's say what's what made you realize you might need more realtor partners? What made you did you have a realization that did you did you have a realization that you might need more realtor partners, or is it just what's behind you? What's coming up for you? So what do we need to do? Let's draw it out, right? They are here right now. They were doing their own thing. They were going here, and then someone called them. They said, "Yeah, I relate." Raised their hands, right? Why? Why did you raise your hand? Why raise? What was relevant? What was relevant? What led to has been, what did you notice? What have you been noticing? Have you been observing that led to you finding it relevant? So we're going back, right? We're going backwards. So we're going to the point when they said yes. What have you been observing that led to you finding it relevant? finding it relevant. That led to you finding it relevant. What have you been observing that led to you finding it relevant? What have you been, what's been coming up? How do you say what's been coming up? What have you been observing? What's been coming up? What has been, what prompted you? What prompted you to take initiative towards exploring real appointments? Initiate to what prompted you to take initiative and be open? Open up yourself, open up your mind towards, right? So what prompted you? What's been coming up? What have you been observing? That's still leading. This is leading. Leading questions would be third stage, third step. So first step is going to be on open-ended, right? Uh, what made you feel, what made you, what had you, so first of all, like, when it comes to realtor appointments, do you have any idea of like what are you specifically looking for? Do you have any idea of like, what the ideal situation looks like for you? Do you know what kind of help you'd be looking for specifically? That's useless. Connection is not needed, right? What we need is like problem awareness, situation and problem. So problem awareness. Do you know what kind of help, what's been coming up? What do you feel like you need to change or improve in your current situation? That what do you feel like you need to change? Or now we can get into the optional question. What do you feel like? What are we looking for, right? The question answers we are looking for is discomfort, lack of commitment, lack of consistency, lack of precision, predictability, over reliance of one realtor, losing out on bigger market share, want more money anyways, money, 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 more, 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 not making the most. Realtors, realtors are retiring, so business is going down. Um, Too much work with the existing real partners, so I'm looking to replace the realtors. So, what is the situation looks like right now? What are you working with? Can you paint a better picture of how does the situation look like right now in your business that prompted you to make a change, explore making a change, explore making a possible change, explore explore making a possible. Let me write it down. Making explore making a possible change. That led you to explore that led you to explore making a possible change. No, that's making decision on their behalf already. That led you to explore alternatives, possible alternatives. I reached out to you, but I also reached out to a lot of people, but not everyone did find it relevant. So what's been coming up for you that made you feel this would be possibly relevant? Um, what's been coming up for you that prompted you to, raise your hand and, you know, what was the point of relevance for you? What was when I reached out to you, what got triggered in your mind that had you open up, had you to be open towards exploring a possible alternative. What what can you paint a better picture of what triggered in your mind? What triggered in your mind? What triggered in your mind? Can you paint a better picture of what went through your mind? Why would I share that with you? What was the reason behind you? finding it relevant? What was the reason behind you the behind you what was the reason behind you finding it relevant? What was the reason behind you finding it relevant? What was the reason behind you finding it relevant? What was the reason behind you finding it relevant? Um, they would not like to submit down, right? They would not like to go down on, yeah, they would not like to go down on what? They would not like to go down on like the if I am on the other side and I booked an appointment and I'm hopping on the call, and then the other person is like, "Hey, why how do you even open up? I just wanted to see, man. Like, you reached out to me." And I was like, yeah, I mean, possibly it makes sense. Let me see what that could look like. But I mean, I understand that. I appreciate that. But what's been coming up for you recently that had you even open up to exploring possible solutions, possible alternatives or solutions with regards to, right? So no, I appreciate that, but what's been coming up? What had you even opened up to? Like, what have you been noticing or observing? I guess, like, what do you feel like in the current situation? So what's showing up? What's kind of like, showing up? Or what's showing up? Showing up? Does that show up? Or what does that situation look like? Like, what's been going on in your mind that made you feel that this might be relevant? What's been going on in your mind before, maybe like, when I reached out to you that made you feel like this can be a possible alternative solution when it comes to real appointments, right? What's have you been discussing, have you been, what's been going on in your mind? 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 What's been going on in your mind before, like, what's been usually, so let me explore this, right? So usually when someone says yes, it's because they find it relevant. Why? What else? They find it the right timing. The timing is right. There is relevance and there is right timing, right? So what's been coming up for you that made you open right now? That made you feel this could be relevant for you and that too right now? Yeah, so they have a problem or a situation that they have experienced, and that experience is something that I want to understand. So either they are not aware of the problem. That's when someone is not aware of the problem, then they would be like, yeah, I mean, just want more money. Of course, it's always good to have it. So they either don't have a big enough problem or urgency, or they're not aware of the problem. Others have experienced the problem. That's why they're like, yeah, of course, you know what? Yeah, I would. So, so first of all, I would have to understand, like, are you aware? Uh, has there been something coming up? Was it like a recent conversation that you had regarding more adding more realtor partners, growing your realtor partnerships? Has it been like a recent conversation? Has realtor conversations, has realtor appointments and realtor partners? What made you even open to? What made you uh, what made you open up? what made you open? What made you open? What made you open? What is it? What made you open? What made you? What made you? What made you? What made you open? What made you receptive? What made you resonate? Resonate, receptive. What made you resonate with adding more realtor partners? What made you resonate with the thought of, haha, resonate with the thought of adding realtor partners? Damn, this is a good question. What made you resonate with the thought of adding new realtor partners? What made you resonate with the thought of adding new realtor partners? I like it. One more. What made you resonate with the thought of adding more realtor partners in the first place? Yeah, I guess what made you even resonate with the thought of adding more realtor partners? What's been coming up for you recently that had you open to explore possible, open up to towards exploring realtor appointments? Open up your mind to exploring realtor appointments. What's been coming up for you recently that had you even open up to exploring realtor appointments? What made you resonate with the thought of adding new realtor partners? Um, Realtor partners. What's been coming up? What made? Why do you? Why did you? Why do you feel? What's the need to? What led you to feel the need? What led you to feel? What led you to feel the need to get new partners? What led you to feel the need to get new realtor partners? What led you to feel the need to possibly add more realtor partners?
No, I mean, she was sending over two leads, right? I mean, call referrals. The issue is like she's dealing with mostly new home buyers, right? So they are more tough. That's what Lee says, right? So one of them just stopped replying after they checked her credit score or something. I'm not sure. But pretty early in the process. The other one, yeah, also didn't lead to anything. So there's intent, but they didn't lead to anything. Two so far, right?
Damn. Let me call him quickly. So Jan just had a call with our client Lee. I wanted to be there on the call, but I would get carried away usually.
Yeah. So is it a boat?
Yeah, just want to clarify quickly.
Oh,
Yeah, so if I understand correctly, Lee got two referrals but did not close, right? But he got two referrals.
yeah. Yeah, as in lead sending over. So yeah, yeah,
So he got two from Rika, just Rika,
yeah.
and one from Don as well, right? Before.
Uh, I think so.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's positive. That's good. All right.
Yeah, I mean, it's at least something, right?
It is great, man. It's great. That's what,
Mhm.
yeah, you need to like, get one more, two more, and then it'll be there. Anyways, yeah, get back to it. I'll also get back to work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Two referrals from one realtor. That's it. All right. Perfect. Two referrals from just one realtor. The plan works, right? The plan definitely works. He's gonna close very soon. All right, let's get back to it. Right. So what led you to feel the need to get new realtor partners? To possibly, what led you to feel the need to possibly add new realtor partners? Right. All right. So let's try to use this and do a role play. Hey, so yeah, I mean, the objective of the call is to possibly find the situation properly, like dig deeper into your current situation and understand how to possibly help you get more realtor partners so that you can actually get more commissions, close more deals, and be in a better situation than you are right now, right? So what's been like, I know that I reached out to you in the first place, right? And when I reached out to you, I reached out to 150 other people as well. And seven of them, seven MLOs raised their hands and said, hey, this is relevant for me. I would like to explore this further. Seven people soon got, showed interest. And then uh, here we are. You were one of those seven people from the last week. So what actually, led you, what made you resonate with the thought of adding new realtor partners in the first place? Yeah, I guess, it's always good to have more realtor partners in this business. So yeah, I just was like, what, yeah, of course, if something is working and there is proof of concept, then of course I would like to have more, right? Everyone wants more. Everyone doesn't want more, right? A lot of people are okay with the amount of realtor partners that they have. What's been coming up for you recently that had you even open up to the idea of adding more realtor partners? What had you open up to the even? What had you open up? What's been coming up that had you even open up to the idea of having more referral partners? Yeah, I mean, what's been coming up that had you even open up to the idea of having more referral partners? Yeah, nothing as such. Honestly, like, things being going good, and it's always good to have more referral partners. Okay, so would you consider yourself to be doing like, you're doing good enough right now? Okay, so would it be fair to assume that we're looking to go from good to great, like we're doing good enough, and we're looking to do much better than how much we are doing and possibly how much we could do? Okay, so we're going from good to great, right? Got it. And what led you, what do you want to even get to that level of great? What does that add to your life that you feel like you don't have right now? Why is that important to you? Okay. What do you feel like that, why do you feel like why do you think getting to that level of grade is important to you? What do you feel like that getting to that level of grade? Greatness in the business. What do you feel like that adds getting to that many realtor partners, having okay, I'm going for critical. And what does that greatness look like? Do you have a picture in your mind that's how much I want to get to? Yeah, I mean, if I can just double my volume, uh-huh. And what makes you feel that right now with the current set of realtors, you might not be able to do that? Yeah, I mean, they are not doing enough business themselves. Uh-huh. And when you say like they're not doing enough business, how much are they doing? Like how much are they specifically doing? Got it. And with like you said, like you're looking from going from good to great. What do you feel like is missing right now with the amount of volume that you are doing? Why is it even needed for you to get to the next number? Why do you even want to double? A lot of people are okay with not having a lot of loans closed. Like, why is it important for you? I mean, it's always good to make more money, right? Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are okay with not making as much money as well. Again, and there are a lot of people in the same industry. Most people in this industry don't make as much as you are doing right now, right? I'm sure you're aware of that, right? So why is getting more important for you? Why is getting more important for you? Yeah, just I don't know. I mean, if you really think about it though, like why is doubling your loan? What does doubling your loan get you that you feel like you don't have right now? What does doubling your loan get you that you feel like you don't have right now? What does doubling your loan add to the table? What do you feel like you don't have right now that doubling your number of loans would add to the life, to your life? Or just like more peace of mind. And what's behind that? Like more, like why is what is the more peace of mind, right? Peace of mind, relax, better relaxation. And what makes you feel what's more peace of mind? More peace of mind. What's what does not having peace of mind look like for you? Like, what are you not able to do that? What is peace of mind? Can you paint a better picture for me? You having more peace of mind. What are you able to do that you're not able to do right now? That lets what does your life look like when you have more peace of mind? What are you able to do? Maybe like what are you doing and not doing? Maybe you are able to do or maybe not do that you don't have to do that lets you to have that peace of mind. Nothing as such. It's just that when you have more money, you can possibly, some if something comes up, um, if something unexpected comes up, you're always prepared. Okay, so we are looking to be prepared. And what when you say like if something comes up, are we looking at it from a point of like insurance? If the more we accumulate, the better we can be. No, I don't want to assume. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's a good start. Let's focus on the start now. Then we will talk about different types, right? Lack of commitment or consistency, lack of predictability, over reliance upon realtors, losing out on bigger market share, wanting more money. I would like to explore wanting more money first. Want more money. I want to make more money. Why? Just for the sake of it. But a lot of people are okay with not making more. For you specifically, why is it important? I mean, with the more money you make, you can buy better things. Okay. But of course, I mean, of course, when you make more money, you buy better things. But why is there a need for you to be able to buy better things? What are we looking to buy that you are not able to buy right now? Why is buying that important to you? What are with these questions? That's where it will come. What are with these questions? How do you mean? Yeah, why are you asking me these questions? Can we just get to the nitty-gritty? Yeah, I understand that. What's behind you? Like, what's behind you? What is what makes you what makes you ask that? What makes you ask that? Yeah, these are like very personal questions, and I feel it's more like a waste of time. Uh-huh. Is it really? Can I share my point of view on that? Okay. I'll give you an example. Usually, um, I'm sure you got as well. I got a lot of DMs on LinkedIn. A lot of people trying to make my thumbnails and content for me, and they keep texting me. Sometimes some people stick out. I do give them the time of the day. But most times, most often than not, I don't want to give them control of the process. And the reason I noticed is I know for a fact most people don't even put enough time to help me make a decision on this. So the best person who can actually understand more and then help me make a decision is myself. And that's why I don't want to delegate my decision making process, and I don't want to, have this conversation with someone else, right? And that's where the friction comes in. That's where I give resistance. I like to take more control, keep more control so that they don't waste my time, and I can just don't want to get into useless stuff. That's how it feels, right? And it's a bit uncomfortable. So when someone comes in prepared, and by the way, like the questions that I've asked, do you feel like there is some thought put into it? Yeah. So for example, the other day, I did actually experience someone like that. And that person was different than the others that I've spoken with. And at that point, I was feeling a bit uncomfortable answering those questions, because the reason we are in business is because we don't like to be answerable to anyone. Would you agree? Yeah, so, but then what happens is if someone is really prepared and then they have really thought about the process to give you more clarity, how do I even care if I don't even know who you are? Are you looking for someone to just throw money at and trade off years of and hours of their life just an expense of money? Or are we looking for people who can actually care, and so that you can take over the other part while we take care of, like I take care of, become the in charge of actually driving this campaign and making this work? What are we looking for? Which one would you rather have? So if I really want to be a partner in this journey for you, right? That's what we're exploring, right? Do you feel like I can be a better partner if I know what exactly we are working towards and why is it important for us? Or do you think a partner is someone who can just take an order and then just get it done? Or no, reframe it. Or someone who just, if I don't even care for you enough, then I would be just showing you stuff and pitching and expecting money from you. If I don't even know you, if I don't even care, then why would I even looking, So why would I look to learn? So if I don't even know why, why is making more money important for you? What are we chasing? What are we working towards? If I don't even know where we are going, how can I steer a ship in your fleet? How can I be the captain of your ship in this regard? You're the captain of the fleet, I'm the captain of the ship, right? If you don't even tell the captain where we are going, why is that important for us and what time frame are we going to? How can I be, how can I get my crew in place? How can I get my crew charged up and direct them towards a shared vision if I don't even know the vision? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so would you rather have someone who just cares about the money that you have? Or would you rather have someone who knows the vision, cares about the vision, and then actually aligns with, sees, like actually cares, getting you to that outcome rather than how much money you throw at us? What would you rather have? Yeah, so would you be willing to cooperating for the next few minutes on a process that I've put in a lot of hours to help you make a decision on this, regardless of if it is yes or no towards me or with anyone else, but helping you make a decision on this process, help you make a decision when it comes to adding more builders. Would you rather be would you be open to cooperating and having an open conversation along those lines? And I appreciate you for being upfront. It really helps me as well. The more vulnerable we can be, the more straightforward, non-sugar-coated we can be, the better it is for us to get understand each other. And does that make sense? So yeah, let's get into it. Like, why is it important for you to make more commissions, make more money? What are we able to get that you don't feel like you don't have right now? I completely forgot what it started. That's the problem I have. Let me take a break. All right. So, okay. So the first question, how does it start? What makes it relevant for you? Can you paint a better picture for me? What made you realize that you might need more realtor partners? What had you, what made you resonate with the thought of adding more realtor partners? What was the reason behind you finding it relevant? What led you to feel the need to get new realtor partners, to possibly add new realtor partners? What's been coming up for you that had you even open up to the idea of having more referral partners? Right? Now we have to see. How does that start? Hey, Jeremy. All right. So, Jeremy, the call is gonna be. So, the reason we scheduled this call. Hi. All right. Perfect, Jeremy. So, the reason we scheduled this call is to possibly get some more insights about your situation in depth, to possibly see how and what a possible solution can look like, so you can get more realtor appointments, get more realtor partnerships set up, and get more referrals, close more deals, all that stuff, right? Perfect. Perfect. So let's solidify this, right? Right now. The reason we this call see to is to possibly is to get possible clarity on how would look like working with us would look like, so you can get more, make more commissions, get more realtors, make more commissions, and all the good things, right? One thing I would like to remove from here is the reason we scheduled this call is to get possible clarity on how a solution would look like, how working with us, how a would look like, how a possible solution to possible get possible clarity on how a solution would look like, so you can get more realtor partners set up, make more commissions, and all that good things, right? All the good things, right? This has to be improved, but we'll do it later on. But let's get into it. Yeah, that's the whole point of it. Yes. Yeah, sounds about right. Sounds about right. Yep, sounds about right. Okay, cool. So I would like to, I know that I reached out to you in the first place, right? Not the other way around. But I also reached out to 150 people, and seven of them raised their hands and said, raised their hands to and showed interest to explore this, which is similar to me running an ad and then you clicking on the ad and then scheduling a call. Uh, what had you resonate? What did you resonate? Um, what made you resonate with the thought of adding new realtor partners? What made you resonate with the thought of adding new realtor partners in the first place? What had you resonate with the thought of adding new referral partners, realtor referral partners in the first place? Um, this is one. Yeah, just sounded good. Everyone always we always need more realtors. It's always good to have more realtors. It's always good to have more realtors. All right, let's write it down first. It's always good to have more realtors. Okay. It's always good to have more realtor partners. What does that stem from? It's always good to have. It's a good to have. It's the need. Something, do you know the meaning difference between good to have and a need? Are you good to have as in good to have? Yeah, I mean, of course, it's good to have a lot of things, right? But is it actually a need? Are you aware? y- y- I'm sure you know the difference between good to know and a have, right? And a need, right? What is the difference between good to know and a need? Good to have versus a need to have. Um, okay, so if someone says it's always good to have more realtors, how do I probe into asking, hey, is it actually a good to have or is it more like a need to have? And I want a reframe that says, do you know the difference between a good to have and a need to have? What is the difference? We don't have much energy right now to use mental energy. Good to have is something that improves things. Need to have is something that starts hurting if it doesn't change. That's good. Good to have is something that improves things. Good to have is something that improves things. And need to have is something that starts hurting if it doesn't change. If nothing is done, it actually starts hurting. A need to change is something that starts hurting if nothing is done about it. And a good to have is something that possibly makes it more comfortable. Right? So which one is it for you? The current realtor partners that you have, is it more like a need to have for us to get more realtor partners on top of what you already have, or is it more like a good to have kind of thing? Good to have? Just good to have? What made it worth a conversation anyway? Is it more like a good to have, or is it more like a need to have? Right? So is it a good to have? Is it a good to have or a need to have? Do you know the difference between good to have and a need to have? A good to have is something that just improves the way that it is right now. A need to have is something that starts hurting if nothing is done about it. It starts to create problems and starts hurting. A need to have is something that causes tremendous pain and starts hurting if nothing is done about it. And a good to have is something that doesn't, it definitely improves the situation, but if it's not there, then there's no harm in that. There's no harm in that as well. Yeah, it's more like, there's no harm in that for me. I mean, I'm doing good enough. So why would you like if you're doing good enough, I mean, we need to understand this, right? Because if there is no need for this, then why would you even explore this? So what led you to feel the need? If you're doing good enough, what led you to feel the need to get new real partners? Now, what reason, what led you to explore possible alternatives? What's been coming up that led you to explore possible alternatives? So it cannot be like stemming from problem. If it's a good to have, and need to have. If it's need to have, then we can probe. If it's a good to have, then no pain in present, pain is in future, in the future, right? So it's like, yeah, good to have. Okay, so what do you feel like would be added in your life if you have more data partners that you feel like you kind of don't have right now? Good to have. I mean, a lot of people are content with the amount of um, so is it more like so okay, good to great. Okay, it's more like good to have. So would we like how would you paint your situation right now? Is it more like comfortable? Is it a comfortable situation? No, I don't want to get into that. Yes, it's a good to have. It's a good to have. Okay, interesting. So what do you feel like it's a good to have? Can you paint a better picture? Like what exactly is the scenario that you are aiming for? What does that good to have scenario look like? What does that good to have scenario look like? Oh, why is that good to have? What good does that bring that you feel like it's not there right now? What good? What good does that add that you feel like is not there right now with the current setup? Okay, good to have. All right, so if someone says, yeah, it's gonna be good to have, let's say they say, yeah, it's always good to have more real partners. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Is it good to have or is it more like a need to have? Because do you know the difference between need to have and good to have? A need to have is something that starts hurting if nothing is done about it. And good to have is something that just improves the situation that we already have going on. Which one is it for you? And they're like, yeah, it's more like, good to have kind of thing. Okay. What makes you feel that's more like good to have? Like, how do I probe into that so I can find a problem? Like, why find the why, right? What's the different today versus what's different today versus say it's an action probe? If nothing changes here for the next test, what does that look like for you? And that's consequence. No. I'm trying to decide, like, I want to probe into when they say it's good to have. What type of things can be gotten out of it? I think ChatGPT is just a useless tool most of the times. I need to put a lot of mental effort and energy to get this out. It's right there inside my mind somewhere. Yeah, it's good to have. Is it more like a good to have, or is it more like a need to have? 'Cause- Okay, is it good to have more realtors, or is it just good to have more realtors, or is it more like a need to have? Do we need to have more realtors? Do you know the difference between need to have and a good to have? Need to have starts hurting if nothing is done about it. And good to have is something that, regardless of whatever, regardless of anything, it won't hurt if it's good to have. There's no need to do it apart from just if you're bored, then you can just do something about it. Right? Where are we right now? Yes, I would say like more so like probably like good to have. Okay, so would you say that if nothing changes, if nothing is added, if 3 6 months goes away and then nothing changes, you will be perfectly fine with that. If no growth happens and you keep doing exactly the same amount of revenue that you're doing right now, 3 6 12 months goes by, there won't be any negative emotion attached to that journey, right? You would be completely fine with that outcome, with that outcome. So would you be? Oh, okay, that's a good question. Okay, okay, so if nothing changes next 3 6 12 months and you are doing exactly doing right now, would you be okay with that outcome? Okay, so if nothing changes in the next 3 to 6 months, 12 months, if nothing changes and you keep doing the existing number that you're doing right now and how the business is set up right now, if nothing changes, if nothing improves, uh, you would be okay with that outcome, right? Of course, it'll be better to have more, but it won't hurt you to have that same outcome for the next 12 months. Okay. So hypothetically speaking, okay, so hypothetically speaking, if nothing is done on top of what we already have right now, if 3 6 12 months goes by and nothing changes and you stay the same exactly what you're doing right now, um, you would be okay with the outcome? Yes or no? Yes or no? If someone says yes to that, should I even propose to that person? Like, should I even pitch to that person? Yeah, I would be okay. But why even? So in that case, like, why even put your time and energy to find an alternative source of getting more? Interesting. Now, before I move ahead, right, what we are looking for is someone who would find fulfillment by using our services. That's what we stand for, fulfillment. Now, I would need to understand more about this. It's interesting. Then why even bother? If they are in this call, that they are looking for something, why even bother waste spending your time looking into alternatives, possible solutions to add new? Referral partners. What are you hoping to get? What are you hoping to add? What are you if everything is perfectly fine, if everything is perfectly fine, then why even do this? Why even explore? Then why even explore? What are we trying to accomplish? What are we trying to accomplish? Then what are we trying to accomplish? Then what are we trying to accomplish? What are we trying to accomplish? If everything is all right, then what are we? And if everything is all right, and yeah, I want more. What are we trying to accomplish? I want more. A lot of people are okay with not making more, right? So why this more did not come up before? Can we save a few time here? Okay, is it good to have or is it more like a need to have? Because need to have is something where it hurts if nothing is done. Good to have is like, you know what, yeah, we're doing good enough. More would be good. And who would say no to more? It's gonna be it's gonna be cool, but if nothing changes, it won't hurt if nothing changes. It won't hurt if nothing changes. It won't hurt. It won't hurt and nothing changes. Yeah, it's more like good to have. Is it more like a good to have or is it like a need to have? Is it a good to have or need to have? Am I targeting the right thing? Like good to have or need to have? Can I target something else? Yeah, it's always good to have more realtors, but why even aim for having more realtors in the first place? What's been coming up for you that had you even feel the need to have more realtors? Future. What's been coming up is in the past. Future. Yeah, it's always good to have more realtors, but why even get more realtors in the first place? Well, why even try to put effort into getting more realtors in the first place? Or why even put effort, but why even put any effort to get more in the first place? But why even put more effort into getting more realtors in the first place? Yeah, of course, so you can make more money. Okay, so maybe I would it would be good to have. It's not something that we can take. No need to get there. If it repeats, then we dive into it. But when we are probing, we don't dive into good to have versus need to have. When we have some problem, only then we dive into language fixing. We don't need to dive into language fixing. We need to dive into the core issue. So why even put any effort to get more realtors in the first place? What makes you feel that the existing, yeah, of course, more money. And why are you not able to make more money from the existing realtors that you have? What's been coming up that made you feel that the existing realtors will not be able to help you make more money? That made you feel that the existing realtors able to help you make more money. Hmm. What's been coming up that made you feel that the existing realtor partners would not be able to make you more money? Yeah, of course, like we're making more money, right? So I'm trying to find the problem. I'm trying to find the business problem. I need to find the business problem and also the personal problem, right? Okay, so which one is more important? I think both, if possible, both. So why do you think you will not be able to get to make more money from the existing realtor partners that you have? Yeah, it's just like, they're not doing enough business themselves. Ah, now I get you. They don't do enough business themselves. They don't do enough themselves. Got it. Got it. They don't do enough themselves. What about, and also, like, you said that you want to make more money, and that's why you were exploring possibilities of adding more realtor partners. And a lot of people are okay with not making a lot of money. For you specifically, personally, what does making more money add to the table that you feel like you are not able to get to that right now? That's a bit personal, right? What do you feel like making more money adds to your life that you feel like you're not able to get to right now? What does making more money add to your life that you kind of don't have right now, that you feel like you don't have right now? To bring to your life or add to your life that you feel like you don't have right now. What does making more money add to your life or bring to your life that you feel like you just don't have right now? You don't have right now yet. Yeah, just like more freedom, more peace of mind. That's one way of looking at peace of mind, freedom, and safety. Safety. I think there was something else the other day. Where is it? Come on. Where can it be? Can you hear me? Let's see with this one. Where is it? Handling trust objections. It was really good. Peace of mind, freedom, and safety, right? What does making more money add to your life or bring to your life that you feel like you just don't have right now? Yeah, it's just like more peace of mind. What does peace of mind look like for you? What are you able to do or maybe like don't have to do? What does peace of mind look like in your world? Uh, what are you able to do or maybe don't have to do, don't do that? Or what does peace of mind look like in your world? Like what do you have to do? What what are you able to do or maybe like not you don't have to do that just isn't the case right now? That what are you able to do? I just needed that was really good from with ChatGPT. We had the conversation the other day. Hmm. Okay, I think I got it. Got it. Okay, so it's like, why do you feel it's important for you to grow your business right now, whatever, right? You want to make more money. What would having more money actually give you that you don't have right now? It's more safety, I guess. Like it's always good to have more. Uh, mhm. Mean in a concrete sense. Like, what does the word safety mean in a concrete sense? Are we talking about? Okay, are we talking about financial freedom, being able to handle emergencies, or something else? What's when you say like more money is always good, what situation would make you feel the difference most? Like paying off something, living without stress, investing, or something else. If money wasn't a limit at all, what would your daily life look like? How would things feel different? What comes up for you when someone asks why like that? Okay, so when you said money for safety feels vague, right? Let's focus on that a bit. What's the first thought or fear that pops up when you imagine not having? Damn, that's a good question. What thought or fear? What thought or fear pops up in your mind when you imagine? I would change it to instead of fear, which is a bit leading, what thought or feeling pops up? What type of thought or feeling pops up when you imagine not having enough money? What type of feeling pops up in your mind when you feel when you imagine a scenario where you don't have enough money? What type what it's okay, what does making more money add to your life or bring to your life that you feel like you don't have right now? It's just like more freedom. Okay, why is it needed for to get more freedom? Why what makes you feel that you don't have enough freedom? It's if it's like more peace of joy, sorry, peace of mind, more peace of mind, more freedom, more safety. What makes you feel that you don't have enough safety right now? If it's more, what makes not enough have enough safety right now? What makes you say that you don't, what makes you feel that you don't have enough safety right now? What makes you say, what makes you feel that you don't have enough safety right now? What makes you feel that you don't have enough safety right now? Okay, yeah, no, okay. So what does that bring to you that you feel like you don't have right now? Yeah, just like more safety. Okay, more safety. That's interesting. Like what's behind that? What's behind you feeling the need that uh more safety? And why is the safety that you have right now is not enough? And why do you, why is the safety that you have not enough? What makes the safety? What makes what led you to believe that the safety that you have right now is not enough? What led you to believe? Isn't quite enough. What led you to believe that the safety that you already have isn't quite enough? And what led you to, and what led you, and what led you to feel the need for more safety? Yeah, just like for more safety. And what led you to, what experiences led you to feel the need for more safety? What led you to feel the need for more safety? What led you to feel the need for more safety? And I think the, opening and probing questions, I think there's going to be a lot of similarities. If someone is looking for more, then you can use the same question types. What led you to, and then maybe what's been coming up for you recently that had you realize that, more safety, had you realized the need for more safety? What's been coming up for you recently that had you realized the need for more safety? What's coming up for you? What's been coming up for you recently that had you realize the need for more safety? Nothing really. It's just like, when you have more, you feel more relaxed, right? Uh, I don't know. I mean, if you really think about it though, it's just like, I want to have that question which gives them like, what are they trying to avoid? What are you trying to avoid? What are you trying to avoid? Safety, right? What does not being safe enough look like for you? What is the consequences of you not being safe enough look like for you? What does not being safe enough, not having enough safety look like for you? What does not having enough safety look like for you? What does not having enough safety look like for you? How does not having enough safety show up in your life? How does not having enough safety, how does not having enough safety show up? How does not having enough safety look like in your world? How does not having enough safety look like in your world? What are the consequences of you not being in a position where you're not, you don't have enough safety? If you had to imagine a situation where you don't have enough safety, what are the consequences that come to your mind? If you had to imagine a situation where you're not enough, you don't have enough safety, this is a very important part, man. And we will get a lot of pushbacks here. Like, why are we getting into that? I don't think a lot of people will give pushback, maybe maybe 2 out of 10 people, but it also makes it worthwhile. Like, when someone pushes back, and then you're like, you know what? I mean, if you really care about that, I mean, I really don't think that if I don't understand someone on a deeper level, then there is no point in charging them anything, right? I have done that so far, and it does not, it's very selfish. It doesn't feel like I'm serving them. And they need to experience what it is, what's possible on a conversation. And that also is an effort and a lot of preparation from my side, which is a sign of respect to me and to them as well. So someone gives a pushback saying, "Why are you asking me all these questions? Like, can we just get to the real stuff?" We definitely can get to all the real stuff, but what makes you feel that this is not the real stuff as well? What makes you feel that this is not the real stuff? What's behind that? Yeah, man. I mean, I'm not here to, you're not my therapist, right? So I understand. And I get where you're coming from. You don't know me enough, and it feels a bit uncomfortable to share uh, things that is important to you to someone that you don't know yet, isn't it? Okay. Isn't it the same thing for anyone that you have already shared things with? There was once a time that you did not feel comfortable sharing, and then you had, and that's how the relationship gets started. If you are asking me and my team to, put in hours into this, and taking care of, I mean, the team, our part is more like a justification, as in like to add on, but it cannot be the reason because it's more focused on us. So it has to be, I mean, think about, if you would you rather have someone who cares about where you're going? Why is it important for you? So that when the hiccups come, I don't have to waste your time again and again. Because a month in, you will anyways get to know me a lot, and then you will share with me the same things that you're hesitating to share right now, right? Then what happens is, if I if then to get to that point, I need to ask you 30, 40 times, right? And then you will have to take off your focus. So would you like to have a partner who can take care of one part of the process for you so that you can focus on other part of the process, knowing that there is someone who exactly knows why is it important for me and how do I do business, what type of person I am overall, so that he can best represent me? Or would you like to just have someone where you throw some money and then they don't even give a damn about it? All they do is like pick up the phone and start doing, make some dials. And if they don't know what you stand for, what type of person you are, how can they even ever represent you? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. If I was just selling like an AI service or something, if I was just selling like a CRM, I would not be talking about these things. Yeah. If I was selling like a burger to you, if I was selling a burger to you, I would not be talking about these things. What I'm selling to you is like is the most crucial part of your business that will keep you alive for the next 2, 3 years. It will help you and your family. It will impact you and your family. Do you feel like you and your family don't deserve to put in like 10 minutes of extra focus and mental energy so we can actually understand what's important and how to actually get to the outcome in the best possible way? Yeah, so would you be willing to having an open conversation with me and have, cooperate from your side so I can actually understand you better? Okay, perfect. So then get to it. So what led you to why is money more important? Yeah. What does money get you that a lot of people are okay with not making more money? From your situation though, specifically, what does making more money add to your life that you feel like you don't have right now? You're just like, more safety. What makes you feel that you don't have enough safety in the first place? What led you to believe that? What's been what signs did you notice? What what led you to believe? What signals, what sign, what led you to believe what there's something missing? The one word. What led you to believe? Led you. What led you to believe? No, not that. What observation? What did you observe? What realization? What made you realize that you might not be having enough? What made you realize? What made you realize that you might not have enough safety in the first place? What made you realize that you might not be having as much safety as you would need? Mhm. And what does more safety look like in your world? And what does more safety bring to the table? And what does more safety look like? Like, what does having more safety look like? What does having more safety look like in your life? What is more safety? What does what does more safety look like? What does more safety look like? What does having more safety look like? What are you able to do if you had to imagine a scenario? If you had to imagine a scenario where you don't have safety, what happens if you had a scenario? What pops up in your mind if you had to imagine a scenario where you don't have enough safety? What thought pops up in your mind? What type of feeling? What do you what type of feeling? What do you feel when a thought pops up in your mind of not having enough safety? What is the definition of having enough safety for you? What are you able to do, or maybe not having to do? What are you able to do that you are not able to do right now? What are you able to do when you have more safety? What does more safety look like for you? What does more safety look like for you? What is the definition of more safety to you? Like what is the definition of more safety to you? What are we able to do then that we're not able to do now? What is the definition of more safety to you? Of more to you. What are we able to do? No, that's for freedom. What are we able to do then that we're not able to do now? That's for freedom. More for safety will be what are we able to safety? I'm safe. What are we safe from? What doesn't happen to us? What consequences are we able to avoid? What damn, bro, that's good. We're able to completely avoid. That we might not be able to right now. If I completely learn this process, why not just go for like a $4,000 and get like the top quality clients? One-time payment of $4,000 from 5 people, it's 20K. Maybe pause it for a minute. All right. So pretty good progress today with these things. Some practice with this. A few good questions coming up on the like on how to start the calls. What we need to work on is reframing. Now it's 2 a.m. midnight. I don't wanna, I feel like I will anyways be awake, but I feel sleepy. So I will just end the day now. But tomorrow, what will we start with? So I'll wake up around 11 a.m. tomorrow, and then I'll try to go to the gym at 12, get done with food and everything at 2 p.m. And then I can start working on this for 3 hours straight. And tomorrow is it's gonna be more focused on the reframes, like going through this process again. So I will again go through it right now, a couple of uh, iterations and solidifying this one, and then solidifying the reframes of the market is not doing good. That's why I haven't been doing as much as I would like to. The market is bad. Like externalizing the blame, not taking personal accountability and responsibility, and then why haven't we done anything in the past? And breaking down the ego when someone is like egoistic, and they're like, yeah, you know, why not just get to the point? Uh, like, oh, how does that even matter? Like, you know, if I'm like, why haven't we done anything in the past? And like, who are you to make, ask me this question? Yeah, I understand that, but but I would generally, I mean, I would be really curious to know that why haven't we done that? Because I don't want to be, I'm looking for people who I can build it with for the next 12 months. And I want to leave them into a situation where they can do like more than they are able to do right now. And whatever they're aiming to get to, I want to be a catalyst to that progress. And it's going to be a long journey. And I do care immensely. Otherwise, there's no point. All I want is like 20 people for the entire year. 20 to 25 max out of a pool of maybe 6,000, 7,000 people, right? 25 people to build it with me, you know, where I can help you make more commissions. Like recently, the guy in Jacksonville, he got two more referrals, right? We are waiting for the first close. So, and that too with like, just four active realtors. So now imagine what can be possible in 12 months from now, right? And if I don't ask you these questions, these are like beliefs. These are a lot of beliefs that has kept you to not be in the same situation, like in the situation that you want to be. And I understand that. If you and I would understand that if you don't want to be working with someone who really is curious to know what type of person we are, just so that we don't fall into the trap again. Right? That way I can understand that, hey, you know what, we are taking responsibility from your side. I'm taking responsibility from my side. And that's how together we can come and crush it. Right? It's a very important thing for me. Self accountability and responsibility is a very important thing for me. And having the accountability of admitting that, hey, you know what, this was a missing thing in my past, and that has been a challenge. It's the first step. Realization is the first step towards progress. So if I know for a fact that you have had this problem for that many time, that many months or years, and we still have not done anything to even look for alternatives or put something down, put together a team or something in the last 2 years. Like what is that like? Where does that get us? That gets us to the exact position where we are right now, right? It doesn't matter like who is talking to you. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter if do you feel like this question is irrelevant? Do you think it's a valid question? Yeah, it doesn't matter if it comes from me or just imagine, close your eyes and imagine that the best version of yourself is asking you this question, right? I wanna be the mirror to the best possible outcomes, and that's what I stand for. And so it doesn't matter if I am the person who is saying these questions. Imagine if it's too difficult to take because I'm such, someone who is like way younger than you. We're both insignificant equally. 50 years from now, 100 years from now, no one would know that this call happened. No one would care. You and me, we are both insignificant. All you have is 30 years more, maybe 35, 20, 25 years more than me. That's it. Doesn't matter. It does not matter. Just imagine that your best version, the best version of Jeremy is asking you this question. If you were asking you this question, what would be your answer? Like, whose responsibility is it to actually do something about it so that we don't have to be in the same situation for 2 years? Yeah, so what led you to not take up the responsibility and actually look for something? Yeah, I guess I know. I mean, if you really think about it, yeah, man. I mean, and I've never thought about it that way. Yeah, but whose responsibility is it to think that way? So what is the missing thing that we had thus far? Responsibility and self-accountability. Okay. So do you see how do you see how us not taking responsibility and doing anything about it, us not having a responsibility about it, taking responsibility um, about it has led us to lose like 100,000 plus dollars in commissions just because we did not take action precisely. Accordingly, we haven't taken action accordingly. Do you see how do you see how that has resulted us in this situation? Yeah. So is this way of thinking worth is this way of thinking worth keeping though? Is this way of thinking worth keeping though? Regardless of if you work with me today or not. But is if you keep sticking to this way of thinking, of not taking action despite being in a problem, is that helping you in the long run? No, it isn't. It isn't. We just have one life and you just lost like 2 years of your life, which you will never get back. Right. So are you willing to, um, is that way of thinking, uh, you know, worth keeping? No, why not? But what happens if 6 months from now you keep sticking to this perspective and then you lose 6 months? What happens then? Yeah. So are you willing to allow that to happen? No. So is it time to make a change then? Possibly make a change then? Yeah. Okay. And if it is like, yeah, I've tried in the past and it did not work. Okay, what did not work? hmm what specifically did not work? ABC. Okay, what was missing there? So if you feel like if do you feel like if that was there, then you would have actually gotten the results? Okay, so what did you feel like you learned from there? We'll dive into that tomorrow. But I feel that thing is good when it comes to responsibility, right? If it's like, hey, you know what? Why are you asking me these questions? I mean, it's uncomfortable to, you know, get like questioned by someone like me, right? But we both are insignificant. The world has had like a million years before you, and it will have million years after both of us, right? And in 100 years, no one would even remember either of us. So we are both equally insignificant. First of all, cheers to that. And secondly, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who is asking the question. Is the question relevant? Is the question valid? Yeah. So, and regardless of if you work with me or not, like remove for, like don't even think for one moment that the point is to work together. Forget about working with me. My job is to make sure. My job is to make sure possibilities happen. That's what I stand for, right? And I stand for accountability. I stand for responsibility, and I stand for improvement every single day. I don't know. I have been a terrible person before. Like I was the weakest version of myself, and right now I'm not. And then in 1 year from now, I'll be in an insanely much better situation than I am right now, and I can guarantee you that. And the reason is because I take responsibility. I know for a fact the weaknesses that I have. I've listed it down. It's all over my walls, and I will work on it every single day until I become a better version of myself. Right? So it doesn't matter who said the question. Just close your eyes and imagine the best version of yourself is asking you this question. Like, whose responsibility is it, Jeremy, to actually look into options so you don't have to stay in the same situation? It's mine. Yeah. It is yours. Regardless of if you work with me or not, if you keep sticking to this way of thinking, is it actually going to be helping you ever in this life? No, my job is to actually give you an experience to help you make a decision. And that decision at the end, if you make a decision, hey, you know what? I need to do this, but I think that is also needed for me, and you guys are not doing that, then I'll be the first person to tell you we should not do this. But it will be a service to you if I can help you look into those beliefs the way I look into my beliefs. Would you agree? Yeah. And that's the whole point of it. This was a very uh, non-focused, unfocused. What is it? What is the word? Yeah. This was actually a lot of broken sessions, but let me see how long it was. But overall, we got a few good things, not insanely, not a lot of things, but I mean, good enough. So this one, how many pages? It's quite a good few pages. And this one will be ready tomorrow, like 2 to 3 more pages for the first part. And a few beliefs, right? A few pushbacks, a few, some pushbacks has to be prepared as well. Like, look, you're not my therapist, right? Why are you trying to be my therapist? That's one. I just want to prepare for that. Not because it will come up, but it might come up in one. Well, like I would ask that question if I did not understand what is the point of it, right? Then whatever I feel like I would have questions about, I will prepare for that. So, why are you acting like my therapist? You're not my therapist. Another one can be, what's with all these questions, right? Why are you asking me all these questions? Let's get to the point. Like, get to the point. What have you prepared, and then taking charge. Like, try to gain control, which we have figured out. Like, how to reframe that. Another thing can be, um, what is the other thing? Like, they can get pissed at me for asking so many personal questions. I mean, what's with all these personal questions? I'm not comfortable sharing those personal questions. Can we get to this point? Like, can we just get to the point or not? And another one can be, why are you pushing me into this? You, I feel, it's very pushy. Why are you pushing me into this? And the clarity needs to be, hey, I'm pushing, yes, I'm pushing into you having a better outcome, and that outcome may or may not be with us. But as long as you are on the call, if I, if someone comes to me and they say, hey, I have this problem and I want to change this problem, and they're overweight and you are the gym trainer, if they say, hey, I want to be leaner, why? Because, my family looks down at me right now. I want to, or just, I want to gain more confidence. I feel like I'm wasting my time. And that person trusted you and said, shared those problems with you. And then now he's like, you know what? I feel like I might not be able to take a commitment right now, maybe a week from now or a month from now. Would you let him go? Like, if you had the power to change him, would you let him go? No. It's your responsibility. It's my responsibility to push you towards possibilities because that's what I stand for. I will be standing for that. Possibility is something that is there, is the only truth. Possibility. Everything is possible. Every single outcome that we're looking for is possible. That's what I stand for. And I will push towards possibility. And that possibility can be with yourself, like without us, with us, without us, with an in-house team, or whatever. But if you never accept the fact that you have not done something about it, if you don't accept the fact that you need to invest into it, if you don't accept the fact that you need to do it now, and if we can't get into these things, and if I'm not getting into that, and I'm also trying to sell you and pitch you and trying to sell you, and I don't care about you, then that's not the type of person I am. You can cuss at me for being pushy, but I'm proud of me pushing people into possibility. That's what I stand for. I'll have a better sleep today for not giving up on you. And I was like, yeah, I don't need to, I don't need you to give up on me or give in on me. Uh, I don't need your help. I don't need your help. I have come this far, blah, 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 blah. So much ego, so much ego. Uh, I have come this far. I can get further as well, with or without you. You sure can. If you don't need us, then you don't need us. End of story. I don't give a fucking fuck on signing anyone up. There's 30 trillion dollar market, man. I don't need more than maybe like $500,000 a year, maybe. That too, even if I'm doing the sales myself, uh, I don't need more than like what? Yeah, maybe like $500,000.